Today we're going to talk about bunker shots and some of the issues I see with people that have trouble in the bunker. I know in our program we have a few people that really struggle in the bunker. So a couple of the things that we want to talk about is how we use the wedge when we hit a bunker shot. And when we hit a bunker shot, we don't want the shaft leaning forward and the leading edge digging into the sand this way. Because if we do that, we're going to dig into the sand and we won't come out. Okay? So what we want to do is use the bounce, which is the bottom here. We want this part to hit the sand. So when we hit the sand, we want the face a hair open, and we want to hit it this way with the shaft straight up and down or a little bit bent this way. The more we go like this, the more the leading edge digs into the sand and we get stuck in the sand. So that's the number one thing I see is people come in with the shut face, roll the face shut, or just come in shut with the shaft leaning forward. That is something we don't want to do.
This is Gary Player on the right, one of the greatest bunker players of all time. And we just want to kind of look at his setup. And you can see that that shaft is pretty much straight up and down. He doesn't have a lot of shaft lean. And you can also see that the club face is pretty open. You know, he's not, doesn't have it squared or closed where that leading edge is going to dig, because he really wants to use the bounce coming through the bunker. Okay, and so all good bunker players hit behind the ball in the sand, and the sand is what lifts the ball out of the bunker. Over on the left here we have Keegan Bradley, and this was a real high-speed shot at a tour event. We can see the club face entering the sand behind the ball, the club head going under the ball, and face is open, and we can tell that that's definitely not leaning forward the shaft as he's hitting it, because then that would really get the leading edge digging into the sand. And you can tell it right here, it's the sand that lifts the ball out of the bunker. Again, the one shot in golf we can hit and hit it fat, because we want to hit the sand first and then let the sand throw the ball out of the bunker.
Okay. So the other part of the setup, we're not going to be this way, where the handle's in front and the face is closed, where we're digging with that leading edge. So what we want to do is set up with the ball forward and then the shaft a little behind, not in front or equal with the ball. We never want this look. So we're going to get this look and hit the sand, and then we can get that ball up in the air and hit a good bunker shot. Okay, so I just want to demonstrate what it looks like. If we use the bounce, we're going to spank the sand and the club's going to be able to go right through the sand. And if we come in this way, you see how much deeper I dig in, and my club really has a hard time coming out. Okay, so what we want to do is be able to use the bounce of the club and make a sound like that. Okay, our next fundamental of hitting a bunker is kind of where we hit in the sand. You know, we don't want to get real close to the ball, because then we have a very good chance of hitting it thin. And if we're way back here, we definitely will have a hard time getting to the ball and having enough momentum to get the ball out. So we want to be anywhere from 2 to 3 inches behind the ball. And a great drill to practice if you're entering the sand in the correct space is to draw a line in the sand and then work on taking sand and trying to hit that line. So that would be too far back, that would be too far up, and we want to make sure we spank that line.